For this video, you find me with the 2022 Lexus UX 250 Hybrid F Sport. This one has the ultrasonic blue mica paint with the circuit red interior, and when you add on the head-up display, the premium sound system, the premium paint, paddle shifters, the F Sport package, and delivery, this spec comes in at $43,035. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson, and in this video, I want to give you my review of the smallest Lexus you can buy, the Lexus UX. And I'll share with you my likes and dislikes so that you have a better idea before you buy. And if you learn anything new while watching this or have any feedback, comment it down below. And if you like this style of video review, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and especially that notification bell button, because your views and your comments will keep this channel growing. Let's get on with the review. If you need a big car, this isn't it. This is the smallest Lexus you can buy. This has the shortest wheelbase. This has the least amount of cargo space. And if you need to shuttle around some passengers on a regular basis, then this second row can be a bit tight. But if you need a car built to live in the city and in tiny spaces, this is the one you should go with. Lexus prides in the fact that this car has a class-leading, meaning shortest, turning radius of 17.1 feet. So that means maneuvering around town, making U-turns, and parallel parking in side streets will be really easy. And the driving experience of this car isn't too bad either. First of all, acceleration can use a bit of a help as it's not that quick. You've got a 2-liter engine and an electric motor giving you that hybrid performance of 181 net horsepower. That means 0 to 60 in almost 9 seconds. But when the road starts to bend a bit, this car starts to feel at home. That short wheelbase gives the UX a nimble feeling. The steering also has a pretty good feel and feedback, and that F Sport suspension is more taut thanks to the stiffer springs and the stiffer sway bars. Now, since this is a hybrid power plant, this has an eCVT, or an E-continuously variable transmission. It's not the same style of CVT that you can find in non-hybrid cars, which has belts and pulleys. This one instead has Lexus and Toyota's own power split device. Basically, that's a planetary gear set, and it's attached to 2 motor generators. One is in line with the engine, and that acts as a starter, and the other one is in line with the front axle. So basically, the power split device governs where the power is coming from, whether it's coming from the engine or the electric motor or a combination of both. And that transition between either power source is very, very smooth and not very noticeable. In exchange, you get some pretty fantastic fuel efficiency out of this drivetrain. This hybrid UX should get you very impressive 41 miles per gallon in the city, 38 in the highway, and 39 miles per gallon combined. Now, if you exclude plug-in hybrids, this car has the highest miles per gallon in the subcompact crossover market. And just because you're driving a sensible hybrid doesn't mean that the car will have to sound like one. There's this button on the left-hand side that's called ASC. That stands for Active Sound Control. And when you turn that on, 2 things happen. One is that the engine will sound more aggressive like a sports car. And 2, it will actually emulate sounds of a transmission with actual gears. See, the thing with CVTs is that it likes to make the engine rotate at a specific point, at a specific RPM. So with normal CVT cars, when you accelerate real hard, it's just going to swing up to that 1 RPM, just screams at that 1 point, and then the ratios will change as you're speeding up. It's not a very pleasant sounding thing. So with ASC, that's going to trick your brain into thinking that as you're accelerating, you're actually changing gears that are non-existent. Let's do 0 to 60 test again with no active sound control. And here it is with the ASC turned on. As for the visuals of the Lexus UX, in my opinion, this is the best looking subcompact crossover in the market right now. Starting at the front, you have the beautiful Lexus spindle grille, and since this is the F Sport version, there's a more intricate grille insert and sportier looking brake ducts, even though they're fake. The headlights on this UX also look very good. The LED bulbs are super bright at night, and the daytime running lights gives it that noticeable Lexus checkmark identity. Around the side, the Lexus UX has more of a hatchback profile than a crossover. The ground clearance isn't as high as what you'd find in other subcompact crossovers, so it won't be as off-road friendly. However, this will look pretty classy in a more urban setting. The UX has some pretty sharp character lines. The front and rear quarter panels have a sculpted wide body look. And there are some giveaways here that this is the F Sport version, not only because of the badge on the side, but that the over fenders, which are typically that matte black color, is now color matched. And finally at the rear, the Lexus UX looks great here too. The taillight assemblies are connected with this light bar, and it looks fairly distinctive at night. It's a sharp design. My only gripe is that this hatch is on the small side. This is a small crossover after all. And jumping inside, the Lexus UX looks pretty stunning, especially with the circuit red interior. This has the new Lux interior material. It's basically a synthetic leather, but it feels pretty much like the real thing. It's also fairly easy to clean, and it won't get too hot in the summertime, unlike real leather seats. These heated seats are pretty comfortable, and there's also plenty of adjustability. Just keep in mind that the seating position isn't as high as other SUVs or crossovers because this car does ride a little bit lower than other SUVs. As for the infotainment, that is not a touchscreen. You'd have to use this touchpad to control everything on that screen. This is clearly the worst part of this Lexus. Lexus is moving away from this touchpad and this user interface, and they're moving towards something that you can find in the Lexus NX. And if you want to see a review of that car, please click the link up here. But overall, this user interface is very last generation. The menu system is cluttered, which makes navigating through it a pretty big chore, especially when you're driving. This is a pretty big distraction. Thankfully, when you're just browsing through music, you can use the steering wheel buttons to jump to your presets quickly, or you can use these controls that fit your palm. The volume and tune dials are also over here, so if you're used to having a volume knob over here somewhere, then it's not going to take too long for you to adjust to the controls being over here. As for cargo space, this is where you either like or hate the fact that this is a small car made for the city. The cargo area is 21.7 cubic feet of space behind the second row, and when you fold the second row down, that grows to 40.4 cubic feet. The second row legroom is also on the snug side with 33.1 inches, so it's ideal for traveling shorter distances, but most likely uncomfortable for long road trips. What's also uncomfortable is that the ride quality isn't very Lexus-like. Add on the F Sport suspension tuning, which is on the firmer side, and the run flat tires, which has very stiff sidewalls, and this car can feel pretty rough when the pavement gets a bit choppy. The road noise coming through the cabin can also get pretty loud at higher speeds. But overall, the Lexus UX is a fantastic looking crossover that has really good efficiency. If you live in the city and you need a small car that could fit around tiny spaces, this is the perfect one to go with. Well, there you have it. I want to thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. If you have any thoughts or feedback, please let me know in the comments below. If you've learned something, please consider hitting that like, subscribe, and that notification bell button so that you can be notified anytime we make a new video. Let's wrap it up right there. My name is Hanson. This is the 2022 Lexus UX 250 Hybrid in F Sport trim, and I'll see you in the next one.